Hi everyone, I'm Sophie from the Bird Nerd Sophie YouTube channel, and today I'm making a video for northern parrots on how to sprout seeds for your parrots. Now you might be wondering why you should sprout seeds in the first place. Well, sprouting seeds is actually really healthy for your birds. The process of sprouting uses up all of the fat reserves within the seed, which makes them much lower in fat and a real great nutritious addition to your bird's diet. Now before you start sprouting, you're going to need a few things to get yourself set up. You'll need a glass jar. Now I normally go for glass because you can actually see the sprouts within the jar and see how they're getting on. You'll need some kind of mesh over the top of the jar. This is to allow the sprouts to breathe and allow any drainage for excess fluid. And of course you're going to need the sprouts themselves. Now there are lots of different choices for seeds to sprout, but you have to make sure that they are safe. There are some seeds, grains and legumes that are not safe for sprouting, so make sure you check a couple of lists just to make sure that you are getting the right information. One of the seed mixes I sprout quite often is the Tops all-in-one seed. This is a really great combination of seeds, really healthy seeds, and of course when you sprout them it makes them even more nutritious. And the last item you'll need before you get sprouting is some kind of antibacterial agent that is safe to pop in the water when you're sprouting. This could be something like apple cider vinegar, which is unpasteurized, or it could be grapefruit seed extract, as long as it is safe to pop in the water. This is really important because the process of creating sprouts creates a very dark, damp environment, and of course this could potentially promote bacteria and mold growth. So in order to make your sprouts nice and safe, you add a pop of this into the water and then you'll be good to go. So to start the sprouting process, you'll need to add your sprouts into your glass jar. I normally do roughly about 1 centimetre thick because I have quite a big glass jar. You want there to be room for the sprouts to grow. Then you'll need to rinse your sprouts just a couple of times just to get off any excess dust or any debris. Once you've rinsed your sprouts, you want to add a couple of drops of your avian safe antibacterial agent into the sprouts and then fill the glass jar all the way to the top with water. You'll then need to leave your sprouts soaking overnight, usually for about 8 hours. Some seeds are different, so make sure you check how long your seeds take before you get started. I wouldn't soak anything longer than 12 hours, so 12 hours should be your cut-off point, but as I said, check each seed individually. Once your seeds have soaked overnight, you'll then need to drain them and rinse them. Draining and rinsing is the main part of what you need to do to sprout your seeds. So using your mesh or using a sieve, something like that, you'll need to give them a really thorough rinse. Make sure the water is running clear. Once you've rinsed your seeds, pop them back into your empty jar. Don't fill it with water this time, leave it empty with just the seeds in there. And what you'll need to do is leave the glass jar at a 45-degree angle pointing downwards. Now the jar needs to be pointed down at an angle so that any excess moisture can drain out of the jar and also so that the sprouts can breathe. For the rest of the day, you need to just leave your sprouts sitting at this angle and they'll be slowly growing. So in the morning and in the evening, I rinse and drain my sprouts and I leave them straight at that angle again. And sprouts normally take between 3 and 5 days to grow. And you'll know that they're growing because they'll start having a tiny little white tail growing out of the seed. Now once the little white tail is poking out of the seed, you'll know that they are ready to serve. If you're at all worried whether your sprouts are safe or not, your really important tool is your nose. Give them a really good sniff. They should smell like kind of fresh salad. They should smell quite pleasant. If they smell like vinegar or they smell just a little bit off, just throw them out. It's not worth giving to your birds. Also, if you've never sprouted before, it's worth having a couple of goes before you're intending to give them to your birds, just so you can get a feel of how it actually works, how long it takes to grow. Sometimes in a really warm house, sprouts can grow quicker. Sometimes in a colder house, they can grow slightly slower. So it all depends on your environment and what kind of seeds you have as well. So I've actually sprouted the top seed that I showed you at the start of the video. And I'm going to insert a clip here now of what it should look like when it's ready to serve. So that's the sprouting process. It really is quite simple, but it's worth giving a couple of goes before you feed to your birds, just so you can get the hang of it. So I hope you found this video useful and it inspires you to give sprouting a go, as it's fantastic nutrition for your birds. Thanks for watching, take care.